Okay, I'm back making last couple stitches in the last open section of our quilt square. Okay, at the very end here, I'm gonna make sure that I pull this tight, but that it's not puckery again, like we did on the other ones. Now I'm gonna make a knot, just a tiny knot on the end here. The way you do that is you put your needle through the end, pull it, but not all the way tight. Then you see you've got this little loop here. Put the needle through the loop. Geez, it's hard to see, isn't it? You can see I'm going inside the loop here. Pull your needle through so it's inside the loop. Pull it tight and you have a knot. Now, the fun part. Set your needle down. You can even let the thread fall out if you want, that's fine. You're going to open this up. So pull your corners out. Remember I said you want to make that blind stitch because you want everything to lay flat. So now you want to make sure that it does lay nice and flat. I'm going to put this down and hold this so you can see. So you lay it so it's nice and flat like this. Yay, now you have, from that rectangle, now you've got a square. And here's your thread right here. Now the fun part here. This is going to be hard to show you. Okay, you're going to take the part where your thread is attached, this corner, and you are going to fold that corner into the center. You see that? My thread is still attached here. I have this folded, this point is folded right down to the center part here. Okay, and you can kind of finger press that a little bit. Now you're going to want to go to the opposite corner, right across from it. Grab this one. I always put my finger in there to help hold it down. And you're going to bring that point right here to the center as well. So now you got these 2 points touching each other. So now you've got this funny looking, I don't know what kind of angle that's called, but you get your 2 points connected to each other. Now you're going to want to sew those 2 points together. You put the camera down. You can get a look at it. Okay. There's this point here. This point comes up here. So now you're not going to worry about it. I'm taking little tiny, well, still little tiny stitches, but you're going to want to, this is where it comes in with colored thread. Lay them so they're just barely touching each other. And you're going to sew. So stick your needle through the opposite corner. And as you pull that in, they pull together. You know, let's see that again. So as I pull it in, it comes together like that. Okay. You're not going to attach it to the bottom. You're just attaching these 2 points together. That's it. Nothing else. So they just you can just have it hang there. Now you're going to do a couple more stitches so they stay tight. I'm going to do a couple more, only in the very points. So the very points are staying together. I got a little knot. Let me pull that out. There we go. Okay. Sometimes it helps to just put it down in your tabletop so it's not flopping around in the air and it's easier to pull it together. Okay, I'm going to take 2 stitches in here to pull these nice and tight. Again, only the points are going together, no other part of this material. Okay, so I've got a couple of stitches in here. Just those 2 points are together. I can lay them down over the very center. Okay, now I'm going to finger press those down. Hold this up again. Okay, you can see that. I'm going to do the opposite corners. So I'm going to take this corner, bring it into the center, press it down, and I'm going to bring this corner right here up to the center. Now when I press these down, I want you to notice, hang on, when I do it like this, I bring this corner in, I want to make sure these corners, these two here, are nice and pointy. They're not like I don't know, they're not funky looking, they're just nice and pointy. So this point comes into the center here. These two are laying fairly flat. Okay, so now you have that laying down there and that laying there. You don't want it to look like this, where you have a big gap. You see that big gap there? You want it to be pointy, like that. Okay. And then, so what I'll do, where'd my needle go? I'm going to take my needle and put it, wait, hard to do this. Okay, it's like this, right? Like that. I'm going to put my needle just into the point of the opposite here. Okay, I've got my thread laying like this. My needle's in here. As I pull it, this is going to come and fold in to the center. Okay, so it's going to be in like this. Okay, nice and tight. And my other opposite ends here, that's pointy, that's good. Okay, now I want to make sure I can get the other end in. Take the other end. It helps to put your thumb on here to hold all the points together. Oops. So now I'm going to put my needle right into this point here. Okay. Okay, so I'm holding this together. I have my needle and thread in this point. I can get it without getting all lumpy. Okay, there we go. Okay, so pulled the thread nice and tight. So now all four corners are together in the center. Okay. Now I'm going to sew these two corners together. Only those two corners. I'm not going to connect it to anything else. Just these two corners. So I'm going to go through the very top of this one and the very top of that one. Oh, shoot, the thread fell out of my needle. Happens a lot. Okay, rethread your needle. Helps if you wet it with a little spit. There we go. Okay, so back here to the center. Only those 2 points. Okay, just those 2 points. Now if you see, I'm only doing those 2 points, but I want to pull it so they're tight to all of them. All of them are tight together. They'll come up together, but only those 2, see how in the gap there? Those 2 are sewn together. Just the very tops of them. Now, you will want to knot this off. I'm just going to take one more stitch here in the top. Okay, so it's all together there on the top. I have points on each of my corners. And now I'm going to knot the center and cut the thread. And cut the thread nice and close to the bottom. Okay, so now you have this. These, as you can see, are not connected, so you have a gap here. You have a gap here. They're all, it's kind of like a kolachki, okay? Like a little pocket. All nice and open. Laid flat. So now, when you have a few of these made, right? Make a bunch of these. You're going to take 2 of them, okay? And you're going to put them, I call this the front face. This is the back face. You take these and you put the front faces together so the backs are sticking out, right? And you want to do your same blind stitch across from one corner to the other corner. Okay? So when you open it up, it'll be nice and flat like that. Okay, I'm going to do one from one corner to the other, and I'll be right back.